Welcome to 3-Word Story. I'm James.
I'm Dylan.
And this is the podcast where we take 3 words from the app
What 3 words?
and improv the shit out of a story.
Today on 3-Word Story.
Dildo.
Well, if you just eat tits.
Yeah, but... Okay.
No, yeah.
When you're murdering people from a distance.
Well, I mean, especially if you're kind of nearing the high score, you don't just want to get up and leave because you feel you need to go piss.
Like, the biggest thing of your life at that point. Hi there, Dildo Baggins. How are you today of Dillshire? I think it's still a Dill. Is it a Shire?
Is it a Shire?
Do they come from the Shire? Or have I just made that up?
Please don't put me on the spot because a friend of mine actually calls me Dildo Baggins for quite some time now, and it took me a couple of times to know where it actually originated from, and I still
I'm not
haven't
dildos
done
and bags.
Yeah,
Fuck
I don't know. Yeah, that's lame. But
okay.
no, I honestly, I don't know.
Well, it's good to know that it's not the first time you've had this nickname, so I will feel better now calling you Dildo for the rest of your life, knowing that someone else does it. So, Mr. Baggins.
Yes.
How are you?
Yeah, not bad. Yeah.
Good.
Friday.
Merry Friday-mas to
Merry
you
Friday.
and to their fellow men.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah.
You're so welcome, Dildo. So, Mr. Baggins, today we have chosen our 3 words. You look disgusted, Dylan. Why do you look so disgusted?
No, because, I mean, it's actually setting in that this month, because you seem to be committing to it. So it wasn't just like a, hey, to the Baggins. And no, yeah, you seem to be really honing it in. So every opportunity, it's not like you call me by my name. Like, hi Dylan, how's Dylan doing today? And but now with the replacement
you
and
need to
using
hammer
dildo,
it in.
now
and
it's
to
like,
know that you've already
dildo,
dealt with this before, so
hey,
you're
dildo,
less likely to act violently towards me. So I think if we just go with this straight in, Mr. Bag, I'm going to shorten that. So
Sure.
I'm going to call you Dildo Bag because I don't want any issues with any lawsuits. So from now on, we're going to change the front cover of the
Mr.
podcast.
Bag, yeah.
Just Mr. Bag,
Mr.
Dildo Bag,
Dildo Bag,
which sounds fantastic. I think every dildo needs a bag, really. Otherwise, you're just going to get hair and stuff.
You know what?
So
yeah,
you'd be a great spokesperson for it. That's for sure.
Well, I'm glad you hurt your elbow.
When did that happen?
It's like a vine from a couple of years ago where somebody gives him shit, and then he's like, "Fine, I'm going to come out and say it. I'm glad you hurt your elbow."
I just thought it was a precursor to a violent attack from calling you Dildo Bag.
No.
Anyway, Dildo. Sure. We chose a story, or our 3 words are going to come from a place where we have been embarrassed. Now, I'll go straight into mine, Dylan, because I can't for the life of me remember exactly where this place was. So what I've done is I've gone to the office of the job that I worked for.
Okay.
And have chosen my 3 words off
there.
this.
Sure.
So basically where that place is, I used to work for a company that sold mobility aids to the elderly and the disabled. So
yes. Which creates a lot of space for
embarrassing things to happen to me, not to them.
No,
we're not going to disparage. I know, Mr. Bag, we will not do that. So, but to me, embarrassing things happen. And even in this job alone, I have probably multiple instances. But this is one of the first ones that came to my mind. I vividly remember it. So it's a mobility company, sell like mobility scooters, recliner chairs. But specifically for this trip, it was a stair lift. Okay, so I would go in a van to people's houses and I would measure up for stair lifts or sell them chairs or whatever. And for this one, I was selling a stair lift. So I arrive and I believe it was in the town of Frome, which is like it's an old worldy kind of town. Not terrible, not amazing.
Sure.
A bit out into the country, not huge, just quite nice. Right?
Harry Potter's from there, right?
Probably so. He's from there. He's just fucking terrible.
Hey, I liked it.
Well, Mr. Bag, bring in the butter.
Boom.
So from, as you would probably pronounce it, from. I arrive and there is a lady and her boyfriend. Lady's probably in her 40s, 50s, who knows. And they live on the second floor of this apartments, flats. So second floor. So there's a narrow staircase going up. To the right-hand side, you go through the door. So I'm there, here to measure up and sell a stair lift. Now, I would spend many, many, many hours driving around Dylan. So many hours. So I was a large purveyor of coffee and energy drinks at the time. So it was just caffeinate.
Shit.
So I do not drive off a ledge somewhere and, you know, and disaster will befall me. So constantly, and that was constantly on the go. So I go upstairs. Now, this apartment was small, Dylan. So let me try and paint you a picture. So I open the front door. The front door's already open. Right, I knock. Come in.
Well done on opening a front door.
Thank you. I was honestly, I was a top employee because I would get through the front door.
Okay, sure.
A lot of people had to turn around, Dylan. They would not get through the front door. I get through the front door. Yeah. So you step through the front door. You take one step forward. To your left is the bathroom door. You take a second step forward. In front of you is the kitchen door, and on the right is the bedroom/living room door. So there's 3 rooms, all within one step of each other.
Yeah, it's like, okay.
A tiny hallway, toilet on the left, kitchen right in front of me, room to the right. In the room on the right was a rather hefty lady on a rather large bed. And she was sat kind of in the position of Jack, draw me like your French ladies or whatever that is, right? It was not fantastic, to say the least.
Yeah, sure.
It was not a place of a great gust to allow smells and stagnation to pass through. So there was a
very well worded. Not a place.
Thank you. So I'm trying to paint the picture. Yes. I want you to feel like you're there. So there she is, in all her splendor.
Yes.
And there is a boyfriend sat on the chair next to her.
No,
on her face. Sat next to her. And he had, at best, 3 teeth. And he looked at me and went, and I went, yeah. So he went into the kitchen to make me a coffee. Apparently that noise was to make me a coffee. So I sit there in front of this lady.
Thank goodness he said yeah.
It's like why'd he punch me? So it wasn't to do anything bizarre. It was just a coffee. So he is literally on a very thin wall away from me making a coffee, and I'm sat in front of this gargantuan lady as she is talking to me. And I said, okay, look, I'm going to measure up for the staircase. This is all very awkward. I'm just going to get this over and done with. So I go out to the staircase and I get my tape measure out, and my stomach, there's a frown on your face, Mr. Bag.
Yeah, so as you step in, right, you've got the bathroom or toilet to your left.
Yes.
Right, kitchen in front.
Yes.
To the right, living room slash bedroom. And then where's the staircase kind of in relation to?
The staircase is the other side of the front door. So this is a first floor apartment.
Oh, okay.
So it's a communal stair.
Understood.
So there's 2 flats that share this staircase. So it's just these 3 rooms. That's the whole apartment. So I go outside and I start measuring. And my stomach, Mr. Bag, is not well. I can tell thee it is not well. Now, I am not a builder at this point. I do not have a bucket in the back of my van as which to shit. Mm-hmm. So I'm very much reliant on the toilets of the customers. That if I do need to go, and as I am exceedingly British, I do not want to defecate into someone's home.
Yes.
Cause smells, especially in one which is the size of a shoebox. It is a small room. So I'm measuring up.
Because she's in there.
If she was in there, there was no room.
It's even smaller.
It's even smaller.
Yeah. But anyway, yes, please.
So,
please. Yeah.
Mr. Toothless Man brings me out a coffee, and he stands there, and he goes, try it. See if it's okay. Now, Dylan, I don't want any more coffee. My stomach is gurgling and rotating and not doing well, but he stands there and looks at me. He's a friendly fellow. It's not threatening. But again, I'm a very British gentleman.
Yeah,
I must be polite.
Yes.
So I take a couple of sips.
Lovely. You're wonderful.
This coffee, sir, is perfection. I have never had better instant coffee. Jolly good show, Toothless Man. It's the best coffee I've ever had. So I slurp on the coffee to save face, and truly my guts now do kick into gear, Dylan.
They are.
I am. Sweat is on my brow.
Babbling.
My stomach is babbling. My belly is a babbling brook of feces, basically, to put it bluntly. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, Dylan, the sweat starts to arrive. The stomach starts to gurgle. I have no way out. I need to go to the toilet. So I don't need to ask the question of where the toilet is. I just tell them I'm going to go to the toilet. So I go through the door into the bathroom and I turn around to close the door shut and lock it. Unfortunately, this had those hooks on top of the door where you hang
like towels
and everything. Yeah. So it would not shut. It was impossible unless I took this down, and it had 17 towels, dressing gowns.
And considering the
heft of the lady, these were hefty garments, right?
Those were tense.
Imagine a dressing gown for a small whale, okay? It was probably specially made, and there's a hell of a lot of cloth. Hence, maybe it was two stitched together. I don't know, Dylan.
But
But it was impossible to close this door. So I pushed on it a little bit further, and I had to admit to myself there was no way. I turn around to look at the toilet. Now, this lady was a lady, as we say, of heft. You know, she had whatever. Not going to go into too much detail, but
yes,
she had some mobility issues. Hence, therefore, I am called into action to sell products. So the toilet had basically a large booster seat on it, an enormous booster seat. So so when I sat on the toilet, you know, like usually you are basically at right angles in your knees. Maybe you're a little bit further up, but you're maybe a little bit higher, or maybe your feet don't quite touch the floor.
I should at a 60-degree angle.
So usually my legs are at right angles. Now, this boosted me up so much that my legs were essentially a 45-degree angle, which puts your anus at a slight angle already. Now, as I'm sat on the toilet, the door does not stay closed.
Which means you have less reach.
So I have to lean forward.
But then also still...
Whilst perched, leaving my anus at a very dangerous angle.
Yes.
An exceedingly dangerous angle to have what will only be described as explosive diarrhea. Explosive diarrhea. So I'm there on this booster seat.
Go for the pop guards.
Explosive diarrhea. So there I am on this booster seat, on a toilet, leaning forward, pushing on these dressing gowns and towels at the end of the table. Unfortunately, you can reach everything in this tiny bathroom. So I turn the tap on. You know, just to try and...
I thought you were reaching for the air horn.
just for anything. As if they're going to be next door thinking, he's probably done it and he's having a jolly good wash of his hands.
That's all.
Because they're going to flush the toilet after. But anyway, in my sheer desperation, I turn the tap on and I let rip. As I'm leaning forward and I turn around...
Please don't tell me there's someone standing there. Something stupid.
And the window cleaner was shocked.
It's like a Jack and Jill bathroom, like you can enter from the side and then somebody's standing there. He left the door open.
So unfortunately, Dylan, because of the angle of my anus, the matter had spread from the very bottom of the toilet up the side of the booster seat, onto the toilet seat, and then onto the lid that was lifted. So it was a full 180-degree spatter. And Dylan, I am 1 meter away from these people. I honestly, I could open the door and whisper to them and have a full-blown conversation. And I have just pebble dashed their entire toilet 1 meter away from them. So there I am, taps on a little bit more. Stench is powerful. It is powerful at this point, as you imagine coffee, energy drinks would do to you. Now, I will say I am grateful for the amount of toilet roll that they did have. You know, bless. Thank you for that. So I was able to smear and mop the fecal matter away. But the last embarrassment was cleaning up. And I did believe I did do a good job.
You did a pretty job, yeah.
I flushed.
And nothing went down.
Some of it went down. But when you are a meter away from someone, you don't want a double flush, Dylan. You do, because There's no way you need to double flush a piss. Everyone knows this, right? You double flush, you know that some decimation has happened in there.
You also know that has gone out the window once you decided to ratatata from the get-go. So they also know.
No, they didn't. They didn't hear that. They didn't hear that. They just thought I was a clean man washing my hands for a few minutes. That was my anus sounded like. Oh, okay. So then was very embarrassing. I cleaned up, went back out. I have kind of a stern look on their face. Fortunately, Dylan,
you made this up.
We are British. No one said a thing.
Uh-huh.
It was already quite pungent in there already with stagnant smell or whatever, so I don't think it made that much of a difference. But I sat there with still a sweaty brow, my belly still gargling. We did the business. We decided that the money wasn't quite there. I didn't argue it. I didn't sell it. I wanted to get the fluff out of there. So, as I said, that was somewhere, I believe it was in Frome. I couldn't locate the actual location. So the 3 words that I have are based on the office that I worked out of for the company that I worked for at the time.
All right.
And those 3 words gave me Noisy.Deaf.Device, which is I wish I had a deaf device for them whilst I was smattering the toilet.
Well, listen, your anus was the deaf device because it was.
It was a deaf device. No, this is a deaf device, so you cannot hear it. But my anus was a deaf device.
Deaf device.
Because it would have destroyed anyone within a meter, which they nearly were. They were probably 1.2 meters away. So, unfortunately, Dylan, that was my tragic diarrhea blasting story in a shoebox-sized apartment. With a lady of heft and a man of little teeth.
Mm-hmm. All right.
So, Dylan.
Yeah. What about
where was your embarrassing place? And why?
Well, again, I think it goes without saying that when it comes to embarrassment, I mean, it normally involves some form of bodily fluids, I guess.
It's becoming a theme. It is becoming a theme.
I think we started off the first couple of episodes. It was but probably a bit more sexual, and now we probably.
What podcast were you doing?
I don't know. Like,
what were you doing under that
maybe
blanket?
My story. Yeah, maybe my stories were. I can't remember.
What was
it?
What were you? So you went to the stagnant lake and you kissed a girl whilst looking at
other
people.
I don't know. I'm talking about
there was the hospital. What was
there was the things before.
We've only done 10 episodes.
Exactly, it was 10.
Welcome to a podcast about incontinence and dementia. Today on this podcast, we don't remember.
What I wanted to say is, yes, we'll stick with this theme. We'll try and veer away from it in the coming episodes. But
it's anyway, it's about shit and cum mostly.
Yeah. So, no, mine. I was 10 years old. We went to Monte Casino, which is what they try. It's this large casino in, I think it was Fourways or close to Fourways, somewhere in Johannesburg, South Africa, and it gives kind of like the cobblestone streets of Italy effect, like inside the casino. Very fancy place, actually. And I was 10 years old, and normally my parents would go to the casino, and then they would drop the kids off at the arcade.
Rational.
So yeah. So we had something to do, they had something to do, and it was just myself and my sister, and I was absolutely crushing this kind of sniper game, and I ignored the fact that I needed to go piss. Right.
Okay. When you're murdering people from a distance.
Well, I mean, especially if you're kind of nearing the high score, you don't just want to get up and leave because you feel you need to go piss.
Like, the biggest thing of your life at that point.
Listen, I'm 10 years old, and I am
to this day
crushing. Yeah. Well, mentally, yes. Thank you, James. I got that.
You're very welcome.
Yeah. So no, I just wanted to stick around, and I kept on doing. Well, I thought I'd die by that point, but no, I just keep on fucking acing it. And just ignore all the signs that I should have.
South African Secret Service just like watching you from a distance. They're scouting you out. They're like, this kid's got it.
Oh,
right?
yes.
If he gets any further and he doesn't piss himself,
Yeah.
this kid's got a career ahead of him.
Yeah, even maybe to the complete right side, he can be this extremist. But anyway,
We'll find out. We'll find out.
Yeah. But anyway, what I wanted to say, I just ignored that, and I had to run to the toilet. Already kind of late. Needless to say, I did not make it, so I ended up pissing myself. But like completely, like it's
so you
like,
emptied?
no,
You
like
didn't even pinch it?
because what ended up happening is the last couple of steps, I literally opened the toilet door to the men's room, and I literally, as I was then kind of unfolding or taking it out.
Wow, 10-year-old Dylan was packing heat.
Yeah, sure. I had to blow it out first. Like it just,
turn it from an innie to an outie.
Yeah. But needless to say, I got so excited by seeing the toilet that I then released, and I was not yet in. Like I fumbled, and my
penis.
My penis wasn't yet out of my pants, and I started pissing. And there was, and I don't know why, maybe it was just me, the fact that I made the mistake, but I then just left it. I was like, fuck my life. Fuck my life. I am now standing here pissing in my pants. Like it was, I don't know what it was, but I could not stop anything. And I was like, I don't know. Like it was halfway running through, or like off my leg. And I just accepted what is, which was probably stupid.
No, Dylan, that was a perfectly reasonable thing to do, just to leave your...
I gave up too early, James, so yes.
Wow.
I just accepted.
Oh, wow, the CIA scouts are just looking at you going, no, I don't think he's for us. I don't think this kid's going to be our fun.
So no, I literally just stood there, and now I'm like, oh, fuck. All right.
Oops. Yeah.
So, what next? Now, the mission is to then actually try and dry my pants, which is extremely wet. And yes, there's a certain smell involved.
Yeah.
But now...
How hydrated do you think you were at this time?
Well...
At that, not this particular time.
No,
I'm not like a side note.
Before,
Dylan, how hydrated are you now? As a 10-year-old, just so you know, are we talking like sugar puffs, deep yellow, disgusting smell? Are we talking?
Yes, no, it was definitely sugar puffs kind of,
and a
like
deep,
it was. Yeah, it
no
was,
hiding it.
No,
okay. All right.
But I think it was less the stench that bothered me at that particular point at 10 years old. But now I've been gone for some time. I just wanted to let my older sister know that, listen, I'm fine. So I have to run back into the arcade with this whole situation going on down at the bottom.
Yeah.
So just before I left, I stuffed my pants with toilet paper.
It's a rational thing to do.
Yeah. Like properly stuffed it.
But you kept the underwear on as well as the shorts as well. So you didn't ditch your leg.
No. Kept it all. Just stuffed it and figured, let me just let my sister know that this had happened, which was the natural.
Did she need to be told, or did she see this little piss pants boy walk up?
No, that's actually that was my tactic, is to not stand still long enough so that people could see the piss stain.
So you can think about that, but you can't think about getting your pissing cock out of your pants whilst it's pissing.
So when I eventually got to my sister, like I remember running back from the toilet, kind of stopping in between these huge pot plants and kind of just veering over, looking to see who's there.
So now the South African Secret Service are back on, be like, right, this kid can sniper, and he can stealth move mode, around as well. Wow.
Me and my little... fuck it. Yeah, yeah. So anyway, I eventually made my way back to the arcade. My sister's busy with, I don't know, Dance Revolution, and she seems to be killing it. But now...
Probably because she had a piss before.
But now I'm getting her attention, but I'm doing this whilst not standing at the same place. So I'm running and I'm literally explaining to her what is happening while running away. So I'm like, man, I need to tell you something. No, I just want to say, but... And then she keeps like, she's like, what are you saying? Just fucking stand still. And I don't want to stand still. And I'm like, yeah, and then kind of,
you do know everyone was looking at you at this point because you were moving around. So you're drawing so much attention to yourself.
Actually, it got even worse because the stuffing that went into my pants started unraveling. So I started running back and forth with this kind of toilet paper tail behind me, and eventually I got to my sister and I'm like, I pissed my pants. And needless to say, at that particular point, more eyes were on me than should have been.
Any finger pointing? Any laughing?
No. I think in all honesty, I kind of just shut everything out at that particular point. So,
everything there is blanked out your brain.
Yeah.
Actually, someone came up for an award and gave you an award and said, well done for the coolest dude of the arcade.
Yes. Me and my shark tail shirt. Yeah. But no, that was that. And in all honesty, it was we then proceeded to call my uncle somehow, some way, and he was the one, and I could just see the regret on his face. He's like, oh, shit.
Our bloodline's fucked.
Now we need to deal with this. And he was the one standing, with my pants while I'm chilling in the toilet stall, and he fucking dries my pants in the...
that's a nice, warm, dry piss smell.
So... thank you to Uncle Louis.
Thank you, Uncle Louis, for dealing with little master bag back then.
That was a fun
trip to the arcade. Did you beat the high score?
No, not even.
So it was a complete waste of time.
It was a complete waste of time, and pants and clean pants, and
you had a Shark Tail t-shirt on at the time as well.
I think so. Yeah.
So you were working at the.
It was it was a denim short, so it didn't dry easily as well. So
that's the worst kind of. They wouldn't show as much. Show so much.
It was a lighter jean though, as far as I remember.
Oh, that's the worst combination: jean and a light jean.
So it was.
Wow.
It was dark. Like it turned.
It was dark, it was dark mentally for you that day.
Definitely. So the fact that I remember this, fucking 17 years afterwards is still, it's definitely still there.
Well, that was your embarrassing moment. And what 3 words did that give you?
Behave.
Ooh, yeah, baby.
From. And goggle.
Behave, from, and goggle. Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. So to decide who goes... for this story,
yes, sir,
we're going to do a quick quiz. You're going to answer these questions on this quick quiz.
Wonderful. I do fucking well with it.
No, I am playing to your strengths right now. I'm playing to your strengths mainly because, Dylan, Dildo. I went onto the Britannica website very quickly during that story, and I clicked on the first quiz I saw. That's not saying that I was unprepared and completely forgot that we do this a little bit halfway through. Mm-hmm. It's just magic.
All right.
It just magically happened. So this is a quiz called Dutch, Yiddish, Japanese, or Hindi. Now, you have a leg up on this because obviously Afrikaans is just a rip-off of Dutch. So you can kind of speak that anyway. And who knows, maybe that will play into a bit of Yiddish, Japanese, or Hindi. So
yeah, naturally so, right?
I assume so. Otherwise, why would they lump it into a quiz? So we're going to do just the first 3. I don't know what they are. And if you get 2 out of 3, you do your first story, I do mine. Whatever you want.
All right.
Okay.
Cool.
So, klutz. Is it Japanese, Yiddish, Dutch, or Hindi? Yeah, klutz.
Oh, do I have to say?
Yeah, you need to say.
Yeah, it's probably Yiddish. I don't know.
Correct, Dylan. Yeah. Well done. So 1 out of 3. So you need to get this next one right. And you have won today's Dutch, Yiddish, Japanese, or Hindi quiz. Might be a weekly thing.
Okay.
Karaoke. Is it Dutch, Yiddish, Hindi, or Japanese?
I just go say Japanese.
Oh, that was an easy one. But we'll do the third one. Juggernaut. Is it Yiddish, Japanese, Dutch, or Hindi? Juggernaut.
I would say it would probably more German, but yeah, sure. Let's say
it's not on there. Are we going to go Dutch?
Yeah, we're going to go Dutch. Yeah,
Dutch. It is Hindi. In the early 14th century, a Franciscan monk visiting India reported seeing religious worshippers willingly throw themselves under the wheels of a massive carriage bearing the likeness of Vishnu, who is also titled Jagannath, Lord of the World. The monk's account of this event is dubious, but the tale caught on in Europe, and Juggernaut became an unstoppable force in English.
My goodness. Okay. Yeah,
so don't say you don't learn something on this podcast. But Dylan, as you have managed to get 2 out of 3 on our most popular quiz so far, Dutch, Yiddish, Japanese, or Hindi,
yes,
you decide who goes first for today's 3-word story.
Okay, well, in that case, I think I'll go first, James.
Voila! So please, Dylan, remind the audience of your 3 words.
So, Behave.From.Goggle.
Take it away, Ernie!
Drop it down low with 3-word story.
Right, so the reason why I wanted to do my story first is because this is, I'm a tad bit worried, right? Yes?
You don't need to piss, do you?
Yeah. No. I'm a tad bit worried because I actually have deciphered a letter. Not a letter, but kind of a story that I felt the world should know. Ooh. And this might be for the conspiracy theorists out there or people thinking the world is falling apart, because it actually is. And
okay, you heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. The world is falling apart.
So, now, with the words behave, from, and goggle, what stands out to you? Don't worry, let me tell you.
Okay, thank you, Dylan. Thank you.
Right.
I'm sure. Sorry, Dildo.
Yeah,
sorry,
Dildo.
Yeah,
please get it right.
Mr. Bag.
Yeah. I'm just accepting now, like I did.
This is like the piss in the shorts.
Yeah,
all over
it's
again.
like just accepting.
Just accept it.
B, F, G. Do you know the story?
Yes.
Right.
Big fucking girls. It was my favorite magazine. No, different one. No.
That's the big fucking giant.
Yeah, big fucking giant.
Big fucking giant.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the story by Royle, story about a young girl who, Sophie, who befriends the big friendly giant to embark on this adventure to stop the evil giants from devouring innocent people.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah.
So that's kind of the plot. And the evil giants were then the blood bottlers and the flesh lump eaters.
Flesh lump eaters?
Flesh lump eaters.
So they would only eat lumpy flesh?
Lumpy flesh.
Or were they lumpy?
Yep.
So did they eat flesh, they were lumpy, and they ate? Or did they eat breasts? And this is just a weird way
Actually, well...
Is breasts lumpy flesh? Because that's disgusting, and I don't like that, Dildo.
Well, if you just eat tits...
Yeah, but I guess there's a lot of flesh to them.
Yeah.
Like, if you were going to eat any easy kind of part that's just wobbling there in front of you, then maybe. So we're saying these giants in particular just ate breasts.
Yeah, sure. Let's stick with that.
Tits.
Yeah.
Okay,
So,
right.
but the fact that we lump them together with the blood bottlers and obviously themselves, the flesh lump eaters.
Fresh lumps,
sure,
yeah,
why not?
okay.
Yeah.
My lovely fleshy lumps.
Okay.
Check them out.
So, Roald Dahl wrote the book.
The pervert.
Roald Dahl. Now, he's actually the descendant of Nostradamus.
Is he? Is he now?
He is.
Is he? Okay, cool.
Yes.
There's so much learning happens on this podcast.
Yes, the
So much-
famous astrologer, physician, and seer of futures.
Professional seer.
Of futures. That is the word. That is how
you do that in
translate it.
university. Like I have a PhD in seeing.
Yeah. I am the seer of futures.
Of future. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So he's a professional seer. Is old.
Well, yeah. So obviously Nostradamus famously
sees things.
Then sees things. Predicted the rise of Napoleon and Adolf Hitler. That was the Adolf.
I didn't know you were on
Both world wars.
first name basis with him.
Yeah.
It's very casual.
Addy.
Yeah. Hey, Addy.
So both world wars, and then how the destruction of Nagasaki and Hiroshima, then amongst others, right? So I just wanted to say, he's keeping up with the Simpsons at this particular point, right?
Nostradamus.
Right?
Yeah, okay.
Like, have you seen some of the cartoons? But anyway,
Just how the fuck have we got here? Right?
Anyway, sorry.
As in, The Simpsons predict the future. And
Yes.
you do know they changed
that.
They changed
yeah,
it.
I can believe that.
Yeah.
Right. Anyway, he didn't want to live such a short life. So Roald Dahl didn't want to live such a short life as his descendant Nostradamus. So he wrote the book BFG as a cover-up, as a warning to say, behave from Google. He can't just say goggle, right? Because that would be too obvious.
Yes.
Yes.
And maybe he just didn't know exactly what the spelling was at that time.
At that particular. Well, thank you for asking that. Oh, thank you for telling. Thank you, James.
Surmising that. I'm just thinking. I was being a professional seer, or I was attempting to be.
Yes, of futures. Yeah. So, behave/beware of Google. So he knew they share, process, and access data without permission, or was going to at least. So, information making them some of the most intelligent agencies, more powerful than most of the intelligent agencies.
This is Google, not flesh lump giants.
No.
They're separate now. We're separating them. Okay.
Which actually, in turn, selling info to the highest bidders. So Google might just be those evil giants that he's referring to. So now, again, you look at the plot of the BFG and you think, well, who are these? Who are the actual the flesh lump eaters?
They're the social media giants of
the social media giants and the institutions.
Shit.
Whether it be even, dare I say it? And listen, if I get assassinated, now we know.
Now we know it's not an accident. If Dylan dies,
yes.
It's not an accident.
It's not an accident.
You heard it here first.
You heard it
Unless it actually is an accident. I mean,
it could
accident choke on a chicken bone. Yeah, maybe it was, but which is highly likely.
So again, it can be the Rothschilds. It can be Vanguard, BlackRock. It can be the Clintons are probably involved somewhere. So
allegedly.
Could be.
Could be potentially. Allegedly, maybe, but not. But we don't have any evidence.
Not
of
at
that.
all.
Yeah, zero. No. But could be.
But I just wanted to highlight that these giants are not people like P. Diddy Combs, because he's just one person. Well, in all honesty, like if I think about evil giants, I don't think of someone that kind of does parties and then also allegedly kind of just or even creates camps called Puffy Flavor Camp. So no, I don't.
You don't think the giants would do that?
No, I don't.
You don't think so?
That's
I did see a story about his the other day, and I was like, why is there so many Dylans in his home? But it turned out to be 346 dildos, and I was like, I just thought you'd been there loads of times, but no, it was
no.
It was the love truncheons.
It wasn't my bag of dildos.
No. You would never leave yours behind.
No,
they're too personal.
No, but he never reused his. That's why he's got.
I would imagine so. I think he just wasn't. He didn't have a dishwasher. Anyway. So let me get this straight. You are basically saying that Roald Dahl was the related to Nostradamus,
yes,
who was a seer. So then Roald Dahl was also a seer. And what you're saying is that he was predicting the rise of the bloodthirsty, lump-eating giants / social media companies of the future.
Using your info.
Wow.
Right, selling them to the highest bidders, and he just wanted to point out that who the evil giants are. So I'm just saying again, reiterating, behave or beware from Google.
Nice. That was a great 3-word story where you've chosen your own. You just fucking, you just fucking went for it. You basically, I mean, I'm sure when this goes out, this will be taken by some journalists and some investigators, and they will really open the door on what Mr. Dahl was really trying to say to us. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Is he trying to compare that to the Catholic Church and what happened there, allegedly? Mm-hmm. Is that what he's trying to do? I mean, what else did Roald Dahl do?
We'll do a 4-part series on this, where we just take Roald Dahl's books and then we decipher the messages.
Like, how you have like murder mystery stuff is really popular.
Yeah.
We could do a 4-parter on that.
Roald Dahl. Yeah.
Is that illegal? I don't think so.
How so?
Like if we just say alleged, or if we say the beginning,
then we cover ourselves.
Then that's fine.
Yeah, I think so.
Let's do that.
I mean, I wonder what the law. No, the law acts was pretty straightforward. So stay away from men with mustaches.
Like your friend Addy. Yeah. So let's do. Fuck it. Let's do that. I want to do that. I want to do a 4-part murder mystery, and we'll create. Not create, sorry. No. We're not going to create anything.
No, we're going
the stories within the stories are already there. Yes, and we will read between the lines with our extremely analytical minds. The guy who couldn't get his cock out of his pants to piss out of, and a guy who shat all up the back of a toilet seat. We have the analytical minds to look in between Mr. Dahl's words and see what these stories meant. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, BFG. What else does he have? Google. What does he have?
The Lorax was Mr. Seuss. Sorry,
The Witch, James and the Giant Peach. I freaking love that film. Did you ever watch that film, the stop animation one? He was like a real boy.
No,
oh man, that is a good one. James and the Giant Peach. What could that mean? Big Peach, Big Apple, Little Boy, Wall Street. Who knows? The crash of Wall Street. They go to New York. Is that about?
And they stepped in gum. Like, I remember that.
You remember that? I do. Matilda.
Yes.
She's a special girl, but the system tries to stamp her down. Fantastic Mr. Fox. I was Fantastic Mr. Fox in school. So this all makes sense to me. If there's anyone who knows Fantastic Fox like you. I do, and I can read between the lines of that story, race hate, allegedly.
Just adding the allegedly.
The difference between others, allegedly. The man trashing homes of people that don't look like him, allegedly. God, we're going to get into this, and we're going to put some shit right. Okay, well, thank you very much, Dylan. That was truly groundbreaking, and I think we've really unsettled the status quo of Earth right now.
Yes,
and they don't know where it's coming. So, next up,
drop it down low with 3-word story.
So my words were Noisy.Deaf.Device. So, Dylan, for this time. Dildo, sorry. So Mr. Bag.
Yeah, that's why I had a puzzled look on my face.
You looked around the corner as if to be like, who's that? So, Mr. Bag, I today, this week, have decided to be an inventor. I've invented some devices that are noisy for deaf people. So I went on a little bit of a tangent and I looked back at what old devices used to be. Now, hearing aids, we know what they are. They sit inside the ear. They help you hear. But I want some event, because not all deaf people want to be discreet about their hearing. Some people want to wear it with a badge of honor. Probably. Yeah. Allegedly, some deaf people don't do it.
Okay, no, don't do it.
Don't do it. Don't do it. We may lose all our deaf listeners, and we don't want that.
Yeah, that in itself, maybe just lost them.
We don't have subtitles on this yet, so we'll be fine up until episode 10. So, Dylan, I need you to get your phone, and I have basically created some inventions. I've created multiple ones, and I did a photo shoot with a few different people. And look, I know this is an audio medium, and we are not yet recording this podcast, so I will require us to work on some description to paint a picture for the listeners. Is that okay, Dylan?
Sure.
Okay. So the first picture I'm going to send you. Now, this is the original listening devices, okay, before hearing aids. So we would essentially wear these like your typical headphones, like we're wearing now, just over the ears, and they would basically draw the noise in through what is a little bit like a funnel and draw it right into the ear. So they would sit into the ear and they would draw the noise in. And I like that. It's decorative stuff,
It truly is.
Cutting edge technology. So these basically look like headphones, but they are they kind of fit in with what you're wearing back in Victorian days. I think they look pretty snazzy.
Yeah, in terms of what they wore then.
Yeah. And let's say you have, Henry, who is hard of hearing. Well, you look at Henry with these and you go, this guy is a cutting edge guy. He may be hard of hearing, but I believe in this guy. This guy is, he's up there.
He's thought about it. Yeah,
he's thought about this, and he's gone above and beyond. So this is kind of where I took my invention genius from. So I have a few of these to share with you, and I understand some of these have pros and cons, and that's what I would like to talk to you today about.
Wonderful.
The pros and cons of some of these. So the first one that I had, this lovely guy that modeled them for me. I'll send you this one here. So this was the first one. Now, what we have here, so for the listeners, we have two typical music speakers of a large variety, strapped above this man's head and attached
with them.
Please, Dylan, help the listener, help paint the picture for me. As you have just seen this, obviously.
Yeah, because I am historically very good at painting pictures to people. But so basically, what I'm seeing is this gentleman has two speakers.
Yes.
By the sides of his ears, attached to each other via a moustache over the head.
It does look a bit moustachy. I wanted it to blend in the hair, so it wasn't as obvious.
Obvious, okay.
Because
so it was a strap.
My original con for this, to the pro, for me, the pro here is that it's very retro, very 90s. Right? Like, it looks 90s. It's very interesting looking.
It looks like a walking karaoke machine.
That's what I thought. You know, as we know, a very famous Japanese word, karaoke. So I thought this would go well in Japan, So I thought that's how it would look. So I wanted to go for a retro feeling. Now, the con, I guess some people would feel uncomfortable with large kind of stereo speakers on their head.
No, I don't know. Is not the thing
like
during
the
the
old
90s?
beatbox kind of
beatbox thing, like the
you wear it on your shoulder, but in this case, you wear it on your head.
Yeah.
Now the microphone, the pro is you can't lose it because it's attached.
Uh-huh.
The con, if you get it too close to the speakers, it is going to go into your ears. So we will have to work with that. So
and also, I feel like opinionated people shouldn't have access to this device, because I feel like
So what would you say to this guy?
Save the whales.
Who said that?
Anyway, so not that I'm saying they shouldn't save the whales. I'm just
So you're saying that you hate the whales is what you're saying,
James, because that's what I said, right?
Sorry, Mr. Bag. Sorry, for the record, Mr. Bag loves
the whales.
Whales.
Yes.
Deaf device, or more like these are maybe not deaf, because if you're deaf, right? These are like hard of hearing devices that where you can wear it with a little bit, right? So which one are we going to do next? Which one can we choose? So this one I actually worked with the NFL, the National Football League in America, to do, because for these
NHL,
the
National Hall League.
I don't know why Halls would do that, but hey ho. So this is, I had the idea, but I thought, who could actually accommodate this kind of deaf device? And I thought it was only really going to be National Football League players because of their shoulder pads and their broad shoulders. So this was the next picture, right? So please, to say what you see here.
Right, so I see a large man playing for Texas, like the Cowboys, I assume. Mm-hmm. However, he has got a traditional mariachi band on each of his shoulders.
Yes, so he has a 5-piece mariachi band on. So what the idea of this one is, Dylan, is that you speak to the person, like as you're face to face. We're trying to keep it, as normal as possible. They are obviously hard as hearing, but they then sing what you have just said to them in a mariachi kind of style. So if I go,
wow, hey,
Mr. Dildo Bag, how are you today?
Hey,
they go,
Mr. Dildo,
hey there, Mr. Dildo Bag. Hey, are you, Mr. Dildo Bag? How are you? So then you hear them because they are right in your ears telling you, but you also have a good time. And that's what I'm trying to do with this particular Noisy.Deaf device, is to keep everyone inclusive. but to have a good time at the same time.
That's fair. No.
Pros
I
and cons.
completely
Go on,
agree.
what are you thinking about this one? Tell me what you think about it.
Scalability of this, though, right?
True. And now, do you mean scalability of selling this in mass or trying to make grown humans tiny to fit on people's shoulders?
No, I actually thought they were lab made.
They
so
were.
I
They were
didn't-
lab-made Mexicans.
So,
They were
yeah.
indeed. Donald Trump hates it.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Okay.
Allegedly hates it.
No, I think it was just like not to overpopulate. And how could you have this? Well, again, it's probably not that many people that are so hard of hearing. So I guess it's fine.
Exactly. And when you say overpopulate, these actually are the kind of Mexicans that Donald Trump would like because you can put them in, allegedly, because you can fit them in far smaller homes.
Is that not why you made all of them like the 5-piece mariachi are all males?
Because they can't procreate. They can try, but my goodness, they would not be able to. So, no, that's just because what Google inspired me to. There's not actually, from what I could find, many female mariachi members, but I don't want to really get into that. It's probably a hot topic in Mexico that we could maybe do in our 4-part series on Roald Dahl coming soon to you. So, how do you feel about that one? So that one, yes, is a bit. So pros of this one. I think it's very jolly. You've got a mariachi band on each shoulder. You're going to get some nice tunes going. Cons, if you are
remembering names. I think that would be difficult.
Carlos.
1, 2, 3.
No. I'm pretty sure that's the second time we've made that joke.
Yeah,
on
I
this
think that
one.
was, but it's funny.
We've done 10 episodes. Listen, welcome to 3 Word Story, where we make the same jokes and Bane references week in, week out. So, cons, if you are an NFL player...
You can't call them that. No, they are mariachi
They're
members.
mariachi, so not cons.
Not cons.
So the less... What might not work is if you're an NFL player, obviously when you go down to the line of scrimmage, you may crush your entire mariachi band on another mariachi band if the person is also hard of hearing. But this is good for the NFL because it's inclusive of people with hard of hearing, because obviously you have the calls from the quarterback, you know, where they're like, ready, hut! And the mariachi band can be... And then... So inclusive, I would say. So how do you feel about that one? You relatively good, relatively bad?
Yeah, I like it.
Really good, noisy death. So, all right, this one should we look at next? Okay, so this one, it could be controversial, could be not. Now, obviously...
No, it's only controversial if I describe it. If you do it, then it's better, yeah.
So what I thought of this one, obviously there has been some alleged controversy in the church with... choir boys. Okay, so how can we maybe repurpose choir boys to maybe get out the church where the controversy lies? And so I, in this particular one, have attached 2 choir boys to the back of this gentleman that is hard of hearing. And these boys sing at a frequency that allows the hard of hearing to hear. Does that make sense? So if it's hello, Dildo, it would be... Sorry, I haven't warmed up my throat. And obviously that frequency would work for this particular person that is hard of hearing.
Yes, it's like the frequency that breaks the glasses.
Exactly.
Like it's that barrier that it breaks.
Dogs can hear.
Yeah,
so this could work for dogs of hard hearing as well. Now, so there's 2 little choir boys on this guy's shoulders. Now, pros... gets them out of the church, which is good. Cons, if you partnered them accidentally, and this can happen, if you partnered them with a person of hard of hearing who also likes to molest boys, then you're just kind of, taking them from the fire into the bonfire, potentially.
Yes.
Because, people of all shapes and sizes are hard in hearing, and they could be people who enjoy choir boys or not. So I understand a lot of vetting would have to happen. Would have to happen. Which all of them I don't want to put a mariachi band with someone who is going to sexually exploit a tiny mariachi band, which could happen. So we would vet all of these. So what do you think about this one? Choir boys on your shoulders singing.
Well, originally I thought Siamese choir boys. Like Siamese.
I mean, in this picture, yes. So in this picture here, you see them as Siamese choir boys.
Yeah.
Which I guess I'm then only having to provide one but Siamese. Maybe that's a controversial topic.
I think, probably.
Probably. I mean,
I think we are edging.
I'm not edging at you.
Entering. Yeah,
okay, so you're entering. Okay, you've gone past edging to entering. Okay, so look, Dylan, we're just going to go. This is falling off the wagon quite considerably. So you know what? We're going to go to the next one. That was quite a controversial one, Choir Boys. So I'm going to move to one.
Yeah, especially because the guy looks very happy and he's got his finger up.
He's got his finger up. What? Can you just? No. The audience cannot see these pictures. So
we in South Africa call it a shop. Yeah.
So he's shopping these children, is what you're saying?
No, he's not doing that too. He's thumbing up.
He's thumbing up these children.
He's giving a thumbs up.
So a thumbs up. It shouldn't have taken that long, but maybe it was for comedic effect. I don't know. But he's giving a thumbs up because these choir boys are singing at a frequency that he can hear of hard of hearing. We're not going to assume that this gentleman is enjoying the amount of that kind of pleasure, because that would be wrong.
Yes.
So let's move on to the next one. This one, I feel...
You know what would have been funny if I said allegedly.
Right.
Anyway, yeah.
Let's move on. Yep. Let's move on from that topic. This one, I feel, will be far less... Unless you are an animal activist. This one may harm the animal activists.
I love whales.
You love whales? Well, tell me how you feel about parrots. So say what you see here. Say what you see.
Right. I see two parrots connected to the side of this gentleman's face, or like to the sides of his face, or next to his ears. Yes. Two parrots, which I'm not sure what the species would be.
Macaw, maybe? I don't know.
I just know it's not an African grey. That's what I can tell you.
Yeah. She's an African grey. No, these are red with multicolored wings. I thought I'd go for something vibrant with this one. As I said, I want
South American red.
South American red, maybe. I wanted people to feel pride with this one. Not necessarily that kind of pride, but pride in hard of hearing. So the thought of this one is obviously parrots like to mimic what you say to them, right? Yes. So if I go to you, hey, drop that dildo, they would go, drop that dildo, drop, and they will say it.
Man, you really are taking this home. Like,
thank you. I'm really passionate at this project that I have for Noisy.Deaf.Devices. So I really want to pitch it to you, the person who's going to decide which one we're going to put out there. All so this one, they're going to repeat it until they can hear it. Okay, so hey, Mr. Bag, get out the Diddy's party. They go, I'm Mr. Bag, get out of Diddy's party.
Are you sure that won't just fall on deaf ears though? No, I'm sorry, that one. No, but I'm being serious.
Hard of hearing is. I said these are hard of hearing.
Yeah, not to deaf.
Not up to deaf, but these are noisy up to deaf devices. Hard of hearing.
Very niche.
Yeah, very niche. But I felt this one was a bit fun. Again, the animal activists might think, is that cruel to parrots? But I would say, how many jobs are left for parrots after pirates? I don't see any fair. Somalian pirates with parrots on their shoulders. Clearly, pirates have moved on from those days, from the peg leg and parrots. I don't know why. Maybe it was cost of feed.
Shitting on the shoulders.
Cons of this one, yes. Probably some shitting on the shoulders. Pros, anyone who likes birds will come speak to you, so that is good.
That's fair.
Cons, we do know parrots can be quite sassy, and they do pick up on swear words quite a lot. So you may be saying something to these parrots, but the parrots may say something completely different. So you can say, hey man, how are you? And they would go, fuck you. And obviously at this point, the gentleman of hard hearing will have trusted his parrots so much that he will take their word for it. So it could be like, hey, how are you? Cry the fucking wife. And then immediately you're not going to be friends with you anymore because you're going to believe your parrots and they're going to probably isolate you from everyone else. And then I imagine that they will start to financially extort you, as parrots do. So that could be the downside, but if you can tame your parrots, then maybe not. But how do you feel about the parrot hard of hearing listening device?
I'm leaning more so towards the others, though.
Okay, so not so happy with this one. Okay, all right. Hey, okay, that's fine. I've got a few more for you. Okay, sure. So now this one this is somewhat of an internet phenomenon. Okay. The ladies, as we refer to as Karens. Okay?
Right.
So Karens have quite a negative connotation that, can I speak to your manager? I have a certain kind of haircut. So why not we repurpose them to be telling you very directly what point you want to get across, and they will break through that hard hearing and they will get that point across, no matter who they offend or whatever. So as you can see, say what you see, Dylan. Say what you see.
Well, I see two what would be Karens.
Yeah.
With their mouths open.
Yeah, they're probably making a point.
To the that's probably what they are doing.
Yeah.
To the sides of a man's face, close to the guy's earlobes.
So what my vision was with this one, Dylan, was that people of hard of hearing may not be able to work in customer service kind of roles. Okay. And obviously the people who are going to complain about that are the Karens of the world. So why do we not make a listening device made of Karens, by Karens, so we can get people hard of hearing into the work world and not get a complaint from the Karens because they can hear the language that they're trying to speak to them? What do you think about that?
I think the suicide rate amongst these people might just shoot fucking up. No, in all honesty.
Yeah. Okay.
If I had a Karen in my ear,
you wouldn't appreciate that.
I don't think so. No.
Okay, so you're not
So
liking...
I appreciate the fact that yes, Karens are always heard, which I guess achieves the goal of hard hearing
noisy
people.
deaf device.
Yeah,
Noisy
but
deaf device.
in all honesty, no, I wouldn't. I'd rather have a parrot in my ear. Than
You'd rather have a parrot. So this drops down to the bottom. So this is below parrot,
definitely.
and below mariachi band, and below choir boys.
No, actually, I prefer the mariachi band.
What about the choir boys? Would you prefer choir boys on your
I think
head?
it would be. Yeah,
Would you? So, Dildo, would you like choir boys on your head?
No.
No. Okay. That was very definitive. Now, this one, Dylan. There's only a couple more. Oh, as I said, I've been very busy this week inventing and doing these things.
Sure.
So this one, I thought...
You're just selecting what you can put next to your ears. It's like, this one makes noise. And then...
No, this was science. I've been invented this week. I told you, Dylan, I've been an inventor. And I actually don't even want to show you this one anymore because I feel like you're ridiculing my inventions. But I did this one with you in mind because...
Oh, fuck.
We all remember the South African Football World Cup.
Yes.
And what was famous... Not the football, but what some people would say was the horrendous noise of the vuvuzela horns.
Yes.
So as you can see in this device, it's not so much of a device. This is just a group of people with vuvuzelas to kind of shout through their points at you. Now, the pros of this one, they would be very, very loud, as we know. So this one, we have 4 individuals with vuvuzelas, all in South African colours, to make you proud. I thought you would like this one.
Thank you.
Now, the cons is, well, they sound dreadful, Dylan. So I guess my point to you is, what was South Africa thinking? Why did they bring those to the stadiums? Why did they ruin the World Cup? Over to you.
Yeah, ruin is probably a very strong word, but yes, it was definitely a mixed feeling between some supporters. Other people were like, "Listen, it's a game. It's 90 minutes or like 90 minutes and some change. Yeah. Just relax, enjoy the vibe. Let's kind of go for it. We're all there for a good time."
So that's what they said, and then they immediately would go.
And do that. However, the Karens had something else to say about it, so I could just imagine.
So, are you proud of the vuvuzela? Would you be proud of this as a noisy deaf device?
Yes,
you would.
I
Okay,
so,
well, fantastic. Well, I don't know really. I just wanted to put there for some national pride. What would South Africa bring to the noisy deaf devices table? And I thought the vuvuzela was that, the world famous vuvuzela. So that gives your thumbs up of approval.
You know what I just don't understand is why they have to have the note changes. Like, obviously I understand, but like they don't, and that depends on the person blowing on the vuvuzela, but it's not like it's one of those horns where you blow on and it's like this almost majestic sound. It's not. It's like this. No, not that. I'm going to try.
Yeah, go on. You haven't got a vuvuzela in it?
I
not one in your bag?
No.
I thought you would.
Why?
He's South African.
No, I'd have an actual vuvuzela in my bag, not the impression.
Impersonate. Yeah. I'm
Of
asking
a
you, do you
fucking
have an impersonation in your bag?
No, do I have a vuvuzela?
mime
Yes,
bag.
I actually do have one.
Yeah,
Let
and
me
here
just
it
quickly
is.
go get it.
And he's just pulling it out of his ass. So no vuvuzela. Okay, right. So National Pride, you like that one. Good. I have 2 more for you. Dylan.
I only have 8 more.
No, I said I've been very, very busy. Now, this one, pros and cons of this one are plentiful. So again, say what you see with this one. Do you know who this person is?
Is this Andre Bocelli?
Nearly. Pavarotti.
Pavarotti.
I think they were friends. I think they were the 3 tenors. So
I see.
Pavarotti, a classical singer, cloned, and obviously would put your point across through the medium of opera classical singing. You know,
It's Pavarotti. How did I miss that? But anyway.
Mr. Dylan, will you please put down your dildos in the P. Diddy party? So that's what it would sound like from him. Now, pros, you'd look very fancy. You'd look very fancy having 2 Pavarottis on your shoulders. Cons, I'm pretty sure he's dead. So we'd need to get an impersonator, probably, or maybe some kind of cloning machine, but I wouldn't know where to get his tissue from. You know, so there's the pros and cons there. How do you feel about that? How do you feel like a Pavarotti on the shoulder? How would that treat you?
No, honestly, yeah. No, I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. Like his music. Obviously not the fact that I couldn't place him.
But you had the same kind of vibe.
I had the same vibe, but having that in my ears and to get a point across in
Pavarotti
someone
tones.
that could, that particular voice note, sure.
Yeah.
I'm all for it.
Okay.
Like I said, I mean, logistics might be a bit of an issue, but in all honesty, I'd go with this.
Okay, so Pavarotti on shoulders we like. So final one, Dylan. Now, the scourge of Africa. Disease spreading. Disgusting little vermin. And no, Dildo, I'm not talking about you and your love life in South Africa. I'm talking, of course, the loudest in-ear insect in the world, the mosquito. So, in this one, Dylan, what I have done, this took me a couple of hours to do, I genetically modified 2 mosquito and perched them on this guy's shoulders, as you can see in the picture. Now, as I'm sure you would have had many, many times, when a mosquito gets close to your ear, it is, of course, the loudest thing on the known universe. You know? You know, and it would just be, I bet you felt it. Now,
Yes.
Imagine 2 of those who could speak English on your shoulder. And they have like those snouty things, so they could get them right in your ear of hard of hearing.
Snousy things.
So what do you feel about that? So 2 large genetically modified mosquitoes on the shoulders.
I cannot even bear this. This would be at the bottom of my list. Like
This is so you would rather have choir boys with you at all times?
In all honesty, yes.
Okay, well, you heard it
these
here
things. Yeah. Well, there was a 2-week period where I didn't have any mosquitoes in my room because I slashed one of the peaceful sleep canisters, and it ended up like spraying my whole room full of
poisoning you, so you slept for 2 weeks, and then you pissed yourself.
No need to bring that up.
No,
James.
sorry. So old news. So those are all my noisy deaf devices. Now, Dylan, going back, give me a top 3. So what? So mosquitoes and what? Choir boys? Are they definitely down at the bottom?
Yes, I think top 3 would. I think firstly, I would go with Pavarotti.
Pavarotti. Okay,
I don't know. No, the fact that he is in his larger form, like in terms
would probably
of his
hurt your back.
yeah.
Makes
So
sense,
probably.
okay.
So I'd rather first mariachi.
Yes.
Mariachi. Then I'd probably go Pavarotti, and then oh fuck, hold on. There's
So and the
there's the
speakers,
music.
There's
the
the speakers guy
thing.
as well.
No, so then okay. So then I'd go speakers guy second, mariachi first. Sorry, I'm working out of order here, and then I'd probably go Pavarotti.
Okay, fine. Well, thank you very much, Dylan. As I put in a lot of work over the week. I've been inventing, I've been manufacturing, I've been genetically altering. It's been a busy few hours for me, surely, to do all that. But hey, anything for the podcast. So
thank you.
obviously, I did my photo. Obviously, I couldn't have them here in person. Having a parrot and Pavarotti and a mosquito and a vuvuzela band and a mariachi band and some speakers and Karens all in the same room would have been chaos and pandemonium. We quite frankly don't have enough microphones.
Yeah, and we can hear.
And we can hear. Exactly. Our hearing is fantastic.
Yeah, I didn't mean to brag.
It sounded very braggy. Said the guy who can't get his penis out of his shorts to have a piss. But
I was 10. Still.
I'm still 10. Oh fuck. Wow, what a way to end this one. Thank you very fuck's sake.
Wonderful.
Right,
I am so happy you actually walked into that one. Yeah,
1-1. 1-1. So 1-1, Dylan. Thank God we can edit this.
But we won't.
No one will ever know.
But we won't.
So thank you very much, everyone. Fucking boiling in here, isn't it? Thank you very much, everyone, for listening to this controversial episode of 3-Word Story, where Dylan has gone deep down into the potential stories and seer level of Roald Dahl and his book BFG, and my spectacular innovative devices for the Noisy.Deaf.Devices. It's been fantastic. Thank you very much. Join us next week when fuck knows what we'll talk about. But we'll be here on 3-Word Story.
Drop it down low with 3-Word Story.
Thank you for listening to this week's 3-Word Story. If you would like to get in touch with James and Dylan, then please email us at the3wordstory@gmail.com. Send your reviews, negative or positive, or even your 3 words, and we'll read them out on air. See you next week.